Hello everyone, Josh here with X's Network, bringing out another OUTERPLANE video, and today we have the 620 patch notes, and my goodness, there is a game changer coming to the game, and that is Demiurge Stella. Now, I am a bit under the weather, so sorry if my voice sounds a bit raspy. It must be the case of the Mondays, and there is some construction going on out there on the road beside my house, so if you guys hear any background noise, I do apologize. I can't really do much about it. Okay. With that said, we're getting new clear ticket updates. We'll have more opportunities to get clear tickets now. They're basically saying that they value our time. We can get them from side stories, special requests, identification, ecology, event dungeons, adventure, normal, and hard, and even from the guild dungeon chests that we get. So lots of different ways there to get clear tickets, which will allow us to kind of go in and just sweep all the boring content every single day. Kind of giving you guys a lot more freedom to do whatever else you want. Maybe some more of the engaging content, or even just play other games, which could actually not be a good thing for them in this case. So hopefully they do have a lot of good engaging content planned to be added to the game in the near future. And if you look at the roadmap that they did in the second dev notes, you can see that they already kind of have that planned out already. So that's really good. And hopefully they continue to do so, because we don't want to get into a situation where we're playing OUTERPLANE every day for 10-15 minutes and then not touching it again until day the reset. So we don't want to get into that kind of situation. We want to be able to clear all the boring stuff and then go do all the fun stuff. So as long as they keep giving us engaging content, that'll be the case. And then everybody, in my opinion, at the end wins. Now, we have not one, not two, but 3 drop rate ups coming. We have Hanabi Ali, we have Siren, and then we have, of course, the new premium drop rate up banner, Demiurge Stella, which will be here for a limited time, obviously, and use a whole new currency for summons called Call of the Roller. And I'm just telling you guys right now, spoiler alert, I will have this in the link in the description below so you guys and gals can follow along yourselves, but I'm telling you right now, Demiurge Stella, when we get to her, don't be surprised if I don't kind of just like fangals them out, because she is, in my opinion, from what I saw, a game changer. All right, so let's talk about the new Hanabi Ali. This is an Earth Defender hero, attacks an enemy and has a 100% chance to increase the priority of all allies by 3% on her basic. That's actually pretty good. 3% by itself on like one ally or just herself would be pretty bad, but for your whole team, that's pretty huge on a basic. Especially when you consider when we get to her skill 2, she also has the ability to give herself counterattacks, which again will use basics, which is very nice. Her damage is dealt, and you'll see this throughout her whole kit, kind of. It scales to caster's defense. Defense is the worst scaling stat in the entire game. They need to up that for all heroes that really need it, because it's just a low scaling stat. You have to kind of rely more or less on flat defensive stats if you really want to bump that number up to anything credible. But we're not really looking at this unit, from what I can see, as a damage dealer anyways. That's just kind of like an added bonus on top of the ally priority push on your whole team, which is very, very cool. Now, she on her skill 2, it looks like it's gonna be a 4-turn cooldown, skilled up. It will be a defense up for your whole team for 3 turns, counterattack on caster for +2 turns. I'm assuming that's just 2 turns, so that's very cool. Again, so she can utilize that basic to give you more priority push. So she's gonna give you some good priority push, in my opinion, over the course of a fight. It looks like her skill 2 is also going to have the burst, 100, 140, and 160 AP. Increase the caster's health by 15%. Grants highest attack ally counterattack for 2 turns. And extends the caster's buffs by 1 turn. And gains an extra turn. I love it, because that really mitigates a lot of the cooldown on her skill 2. It's like a 4-turn cooldown. It won't be as bad now if you can get a burst off on that. And the fact that she gives herself a counterattack for what, 3 turns then, because of the extension on the buff, plus 4 turns of defense for herself because of the extension on the buff, and the ally with the strongest attack gets counterattack for 2 turns on top of that. Oh my goodness, not bad at all. I'm really liking her kit so far. Let's see here. We have a 4-turn cooldown. It looks like on her ultimate, Twinkle Twinkle, attacks all enemies and has a let me double check, 80% chance to inflict taunt on the target for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases proportional to her defense and increases immunity duration by 1 turn, and ignores resilience. So not a bad hero. I really like her kit so far. Not too bad. I really like her skill 2, especially with the burst and her skill 1. Those are definitely really, really good in my opinion. Chain and unique passive. She's a finisher. After attacking, grants find weakness to all allies. Okay. Full attack has a 50% chance to heal the caster. The amount healed is proportional to the caster's defense. She gets resiliency for your whole team at 4-star and 6-star with the 25 AP at the start of battle. So that is our girl Annabelle, and I like her kit. She actually seems pretty decent in my opinion. I really like that basic and her skill 2 with the burst. Very, very nice. Being able to get counterattacks on herself to abuse the priority up, and then also for your highest attacker to get counterattacks. What? Like, if it's a guaranteed counterattack chance for 2 turns, it'd be even better. We don't really know if the counterattack is like a 50% chance, 100% chance. Is it only when they get hit one time, does that count as a turn? Or for that entirety of the turn, do they be able to counterattack as many times as possible? So let's say they go, and then, like, let's say there's 2 or 3 bosses, and they all attack you. Could you potentially counterattack 3 times before it's your turn again? Or you only get, 2 hits? Like, there's some context missing from that, which could make that even stronger than I'm initially thinking. But still, nonetheless, that's really, really good. Okay. Siren, drop rate up. We already know all about Siren. She's a very solid healer, one of the best in the game, in fact. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. New recruit system and boss, Demiurge Stella. I still am a little bit, irked a little bit that she's not Dark Stella anymore. We can't call her Dark Stella. We have to call her Demiurge Stella, or in my case, God Stella. And after you see her actual skill sets, she is indeed God Stella. If you look up the word Demiurge, it's like the creator of the universe or a god. So she is God Stella. Regardless, just in name alone, she's God Stella. But when you see her skill sets, oh my goodness. So the Demiurge recruit system, where players can acquire boss characters by spending the new currency Call of the Roller, will be added. Call of the Roller can also be purchased with gems, so that's good for free-to-plays out there that are worried that they couldn't get any additional currencies free to play, and there was no other way to do it. So if you do have gems saved up, it looks like you can in fact do that. You unlock her and her banner. I'm sorry, you don't unlock her herself. You unlock the possibility to get her with her banner if you beat area 1014 in normal difficulty. That's going to make it difficult for people who are probably hoping to reroll. I was hoping to make a side account myself, like a free-to-play account, and possibly reroll for a hero like this. But with the fact that you have to, excuse me, the fact that you have to beat all of normal difficulty of story kind of makes me not want to do a reroll for that anymore. Because what if you do all that work to beat normal story, and then you go in and you just don't pull her at all, or for a long, long time? You're essentially just using the same heroes you already have on your, your initial account, your main account. So the reroll prospect for me kind of died with this right here, unfortunately. Limited Demiurge recruit. Oh, before we get to it, the chances to get her are 1.25%, and all 3 stars are 3.75. Now, there's 2 ways you can take this. Is this 5% chance to get a 3-star hero at least? Or is it 3.75 with a 1.25 individual rating for her? Percentage for her. Like, is that how they're doing it? I'm a little bit confused here, because this could be 5% to get a 3-star minimum, 3.75 for all other 3 stars, and 1.25 for her, which means there's 5% rates for 3 stars, which is huge. That's double what the other rate ups will be. Obviously, getting the Call of the Rulers will be much harder. Or is it 3.75 to get a 3-star with 1.25 of that being for her individually? Like, that's what I want to know. I'm leaning towards it being 5% rates, which is huge. 3.75 for all other heroes, 1.25 for her, which would be great. Either way, it's still going to be 3.75 or higher minimum, which is way more than 2.5 that we have on other rate ups. So again, it's going to be harder to pull in this banner, but they're at least rewarding you with better drop rates. Limited Demiurge recruit missions. So, limited mission will be added when players can obtain Call of the Roller, the currency used for Demiurge recruits. The mission will be available after clearing Area 1014 in normal difficulty, and will be available for 30 days, starting from the clearing date. These are daily missions. You can also use 450 gems or less to just clear them all instantly. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend just doing the missions. Hopefully they're not too hard, because that's 20, looks like 20 a day for Call of the Roller. So there you go. Drop rate up, Demiurge Stella. Premium drop rate up. So God Stella, Light Striker, Bruiser. This is what y'all waited for. this is what y'all waited for. I'm gonna try and go through this as quickly as possible because it's too much hype that it might actually stress me out. Let's see. Her basic ability. Freaking basic ability. AoE. Attacks all enemies. If it is the caster's turn, obtains 1 desire to dominate. Now, the reason why it's important that it says if it's the caster's turn is because like a unit like Lee, if you gave her the ability to counterattack, she's not going to be getting those desire to dominate on her counterattacks because it's technically not her turn. So that is very important information to note. But if it is her turn, she's going to get 1 desire to dominate, and you will need 5 of those to use her ultimate when we get to that. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health, similar to like a Rona and a freaking Veronica, or these, these bruiser type heroes, and deals greater damage to boss monsters. I'm not sure how much the greater damage will be, but the fact that it's a possibility with an AoE attack on a basic is insane. And she gets freaking 60% damage added through leveling up. Wow. 10%, 15, 15, and 20. Oh my goodness. And it gets better. Her basic is also going to be her burst. 120, 180, and 300. At 120, she will add a barrier proportional to health, gains 1 additional desire to dominate, increases damage. At 300, freaking 5-star, she gets extra turn and gains 4 additional desire to dominate. So basically, you use 1 burst, level 3, and she's basically ready to use her ultimate. What? Now, her skill 2, her Merciless God, she has a passive and an active skill for her skill 2. So it's kind of a hybrid. There's some other heroes in the game that have that as well, like an Eliza, for example, where there's a passive ability and an active ability. Passive effect cannot be inflicted with stun, frozen, petrified. Priority reduction and damage taken from single attacks is reduced by 50% when you max the skill out. 50%. So if no one wants to go in, for example, in PvP and just try to hit her with her basic ability, it's going to hit like a wet blanket. She's going to be reducing that damage by 50%. Prepares the revenge effect for every cooldown cycle of the skill, which is only a 1 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies and increases the caster's priority by 25% when revenge is activated. The skill deals damage proportional to her max health. Oh my goodness. And we are going up an additional 50% damage with her skill 2 through level enhancements. Wow. And then the world is mine. Her ultimate requires 5 desire to dominate to use this skill. Now, it does not say that there's a stack limit for desire to dominate. So does that mean we can stack up like 10, 15, 20 and use back-to-back ultimates? Is that a possibility? Can we cheese that? That's going to be some context we'll have to see probably when we can get in and actually test her out. But if so, that is absolutely disgusting if you build her up through waves, and then when you get to the boss, you just have these stacked up. Like, what? That's insane. Attacks all enemies and inflicts petrified for 1 turn. So it's an unconditional petrify, which means it does not have a percentage chance to land. It will always activate. So the only thing that you're going to have to deal with is accuracy. And the reason why I say that is because if you get a miss, you won't get the debuff. Because the petrified effect ignores resilience. So resilience will not play a role in this at all. So for bosses out there that can be petrified, for example, she's probably always going to petrify them for 1 turn, if possible, even in PvP as well, as long as she has high enough accuracy to not get a miss. That's the only thing that will stop that petrification outside of actual immunity. Damage dealt increases proportional to her max health and deals greater damage to boss monsters yet again, and that goes up another staggering 60%. And when we just thought that she could not get any better, now she goes and turns it up to 11. She becomes more broken. Chained finish effect. After attacking, deals 10% of the target's max health as fixed damage to the target. That's even higher than Lapless. And just to put this into perspective, you can have as high as 10 chain skills at ready to go at once. And if you use all 10, no matter how much HP that boss has, they are now dead. Because she will have done 100% fixed max health damage regardless, just by herself. So, okay. Dual attack effect after attacking increases priority by 20%, and she's still not done yet. She has the best transcendence buffs in the game right now, guaranteed by a country mile. At 4-star, freaking 4-star, she gains 25 action points at the start of battle. All ally defense plus 10%. At 5-star, she gains another 25 action points, giving her 50 action points at the beginning of battle. At 6-star, she creates possibly the stall meta. All ally barriers at the start of battle, proportional to target's health, plus 1 turn. What are we doing? What are we doing here? This unit is absolutely game-changing, game-breaking. She's busted, she's broken, she's overpowered. In all sense of those words, she is on another level. She came in and said, power creeping isn't enough. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to be truly what my name says. I am God Stella. Or you could just call her Goddamn Stella. Because wow. So we're not going to be going through all this. This is some information you guys can read here about which heroes will and will not be included in her banner and how they handle it going forward. These are some of the packs that are going to be coming out. The one pack that I do not like is the one that's limited, that's time gated to 24 hours after you activate it. So I'm assuming as soon as you pull her for the first time, this pack will pop up. You have 24 hours to make the decision. $70, you basically can make her an instant 4-star and get 100 Call of the Roller and 1 million gold. So the only thing I don't like about it is it's very time gated. 24 hours is not enough time. What if you get paid on Wednesday and you pull her on a Monday? You know what I mean? You know, what if you just bought a bunch of stuff and you just don't have the funds right now, but you might have them next week? You're literally taking that ability away from players. You're making them have to make that decision right there and then. They don't have time to think about it. They don't have time to prepare for it. You know, that pops up, you're screwed. So if that's something that you want, my recommendation is before you even do any pulls on her, if you are a whale and spending some money, I would make sure that you get as much stuff prepared and ready to go as possible and set aside that much money plus tax if you plan to do that, if you do pull her. Because otherwise, you might screw yourself and might not be able to get the pack. So that's just my recommendation. But if you're not a whale anyways, none of this even matters. And that's why we're not going to be going through all the other packs either. They're definitely trying to make money off this banner. I hope they do, because obviously the more money the game makes, the more successful it'll be, the more updates we will get, and then even free-to-plays and casuals can all rejoice in hopefully getting all these new goodies. So making money is obviously not a bad thing, as long as they do it, you know, in a non, you know, oppressive and non-greedy way. We have, it looks like these are just the stats you're going to be getting on that 5-star speed gear that you get from some of these individual packs. I think that should have been 6-star legendary speed gear, because at this point, if people are spending money on all those packs, they're probably a whale player and they probably already have full 6-star gear. So this might not do them very much, outside of making maybe maybe a little possible just side set to put on somebody, I guess, to pass down, like hand-me-downs, but I don't know. New side story. We're getting Hanabiel's Lee side story, and Sigma's is finally being added to the game as well. So there you go. Challenge arena event added. They want you to do basically 12 arena tickets a day to get these rewards. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this is if they abuse this in the future, where you have to do like 50, 60, 70, 100, 200 in like a week or something. Obviously, people that have all these gems are just going to sit there and just buy try after try after try, because there is no limitation. So this could be something that they might want to be cautious of and careful of in the future. But if it's only 12 a day right now, I'm not too concerned with it. The rewards don't seem all that amazing past the first one anyways. Like stamina 30, okay. But yeah, the present selection is always nice, because you want to try and get those EEs. And by the way, we don't even know what the EE is for Demiurge Stella yet. So, oh boy, she could be even more broken. All right, so let's go past all that. Looks like you're going to get more for a win now. You're going to get 25, 15, and 10 instead of 20, 10, and 5. It does not say if the number will change when you get a loss, though. Now, for the number of arena medals obtained for losing in the arena will be increased, +2 for current. It'll go up to +3. So there you go. Decrease the amount obtained upon winning with the arena revenge system. It was 20 and 20. Now it's 15 and 10. The arena rank demotion prevention zone adjustment. You guys can check that out. PvP rank icon renewal. Okay. We are getting a new battle pass, which looks like they're going to update it. We're going to be getting about, it looks like 300 or so thousand more gold. We're going to be getting some more higher rarity rewards as well. They're replacing some of the old ones and changing them up a bit. So overall, it looks like the new changes are going to be better for the battle pass. So the battle pass looks like it's going to be a little bit better than it was before, which is always a good thing. And we are getting a new cosmetic for Siren. I did not realize how pink Siren was. She's as pink as Dolly, really. Kind of crazy. So she's getting like a little swimsuit going on there. I'm sure a lot of you will appreciate that. Wink, wink. New packs to support the game. Progress and hero recruitment will be added. Daily purchase 1 time. Weekly 3 times. Weekly 3 times as well for that. And that'll be a daily stamina, weekly gem, and general growth package. So you guys can check those out if you are spenders. The difficulty of certain challenging daily, weekly missions will be adjusted to slightly make them easier. You guys can read those out. I don't personally think they were all that difficult to begin with. But, hey, if it saves you a little bit more time and it's easier to get through the dailies, so be it. Not really too concerned there. Got some error fixes. Noah's skin will be added. The skin will be automatically obtained if you already have Noah or when you recruit her for the first time. The skin features a visual change with the removal of glasses and an altered victory pose animation. Okay, so we just get a free Noah skin. Okay, cool. Free Noah cosmetic. Change Skyward Tower story due to additional Sigma side story 1, 5, 10, 50, and 100th floor. Certain stories related to Skyward Tower has been adjusted. Okay. The Reaper and the Gangster event will end. The system that allows players to obtain rewards by watching in-game. So they are adding an advertisement system. We get to watch 3 ads a day. You get, it looks like 36 stamina. That looks a little low for me. I think that should have been probably 20 or 30 each ad you watch because the company is making a fortune off of those ads. And we're getting literally like 12 stamina. Like, what is this? What is it? At least give us 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 30, or just 30, 30, 30. Something like that. That'd be much more rewarding for my time to sit there and watch a freaking ad of something that I'm probably never even going to be interested in to begin with. Rin's Battle Pass sales will end. The Eternal Veronica drop rate will end. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. And this is a big one for me. This one kind of irks me a little bit. This is one of the biggest negatives for me of the patch notes. After the update, Stella will be added to normal recruit after clearing area 1014 of normal difficulty, not hard mode. Which means, if you're like me and been trying to pull normal light Stella this whole time, I could have saved up so much more gems if I could have started pulling for her right after normal story instead of after hard story. So, Smilegate. This is one negative that I have, one gripe that I have. This should have probably been something that you done before global drop, because this actually hurts a lot of players out there that are free-to-play and casual spenders that are not whaling hard, because they could have had more opportunities to pull Stella had this change already been implemented. So this is one thing that did irk me. However, lots of goodies in here, lots of cool things. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about the new Demiurge Stella and the way they're doing her raid up banner and how they plan to do those in the future going forward. And what do you think about the other hero as well? Hannibal Lee, I think she's a really solid support here from what I can tell with the counterattacks for herself, strongest ally with attack, and of course the priority push on her basic. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know again what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, take notifications, join the Discord in the description below as always, and follow us on Twitter at X's Network. Until next time, peace.